2 days ago, you were a felon, and today you're an honest, law-abiding citizen.
ATF has just changed the game for anyone who owns an NFA Title II weapon, machine guns, suppressors, SBRs, SBSs, AOWs, by ruling in their FAQs that no one but the registered individual or responsible persons is allowed to be in any form of possession, or else felony.
The ATF just changed one of their rules on a Q&A form that made everybody freak out, and with good reason, because they didn't notify anyone or file anything. Now, that was just 2 days ago. And now today, the ATF admits that they made a mistake. Wow, that was fast. 2 days ago, you were a felon, and today you're an honest, law-abiding citizen. God, I love our government. So here is that updated Q&A question that made everyone freak out. And now, please note that this question has been completely removed from this e-page Q&A from the ATF. Okay, it's no longer out there. But here's what they had. If I am a registered owner of an NFA item, can someone else shoot my item in my presence? And you know, NFA items are fully automatic weapons and things with suppressors and stuff like that. The answer on that Q&A was no. Only responsible persons listed on the approved registration may have physical or constructive possession of an NFA item. Think about that for a minute. How that answer is laid out would have had huge legal consequences to individuals and stores, retailers, without them even knowing, because this wasn't posted anywhere. So all those places that rent machine guns, that could have been a serious problem for them. Remember, this Q&A has been removed, but with no update from the ATF. They just decided they don't really need to speak to us gun owners. So to confirm this, the ATF says that it was a mistake. So who made this mistake? Before I get into those details, let me give you a quick reminder that we have a super secret giveaway going on right now that ends really soon. It has something to do with being a long-distance, high-velocity hole puncher, and that's all I can really tell you without having this video suppressed by the powers that be on the interwebs. So if you want to enter to have a chance to win a really cool high-velocity, long-distance hole puncher, click the link in the description below. So, who exactly confirmed that this posting at the ATF website over there was a mistake? Well, the folks over at bearingarms.com saw this and reached out to the NSSF, the National Shooting Sports Foundation, who then reached out to the ATF to get a response. Now, for those of you who don't really know, the NSSF is the business lobbying wing. It is the group that represents gun manufacturers and stuff like that. They put on the SHOT Show, the Shooting, Hunting, and Outdoor Trade Show. It is the trade association of the firearms industry. And NSSF reached out to the ATF. Boy, there's a lot of F's in these acronyms. So, well, sounds good to me anyway. And here's what the ATF said. The Q&A currently listed on the eForms account is incorrect. In this scenario, the registered owner of the NFA weapon is co-located with the firearm, and thus no transfer has occurred. However, I always hate the however, if the person firing the NFA weapon is prohibited from possessing the firearm, there could be a GCA, that's the Gun Control Act of 1968, violation. We are working to correct the site as quickly as possible. So now, in the next few days, you'll start to see the blame game. Everybody's going to be pointing fingers at who messed this up inside the ATF, because this was a mistake and no one has taken ownership. Now, we all know that the ATF and big government does a really good job of owning up to their mistakes. Yeah, right. Okay, so don't suppress me, YouTube. That was just a joke. I'm not picking on the government. I love and support my government. All right. The ATF did indicate that this FAQ will be corrected immediately, but what does immediately mean in a government context? So let's get into now how or why did this happen. My prediction is that either an agent that answered the question wrote it out all wrong and sent it to the tech people to update the website. So there's no way the tech people who update the website could be messing things up. Most likely, they're just people who get direct orders from ATF agents or people who are working inside the agency over there. Or we have a worst case scenario, and people will call me a conspiracy theorist and tell me to put on my tinfoil hat. Don't worry, it's in the closet. They're in the process of making that change permanent. Think about this. The ATF is having their secret internal memos going on right now at the ATF headquarters, and they're thinking about making this change permanent, and something slipped out. We just saw a sneak peek of what might be coming from the ATF. Now, again, some people claim that ATF means always think forfeiture because they always want to take guns, but I really hope this is not the case. I really hope that we're dealing with a government agency that supports the gun owners. It is trying to help. Remember, the government agency is supposed to be helping us, but in fact, the ATF is working very, very hard in many cases to just control us. So let me know in the comments why you think this mistake, we'll do the air quotes there, really happened. Kind of funny how a rule can change this like that without anybody knowing. Okay, that's the strange thing about bureaucracy in our country, is that we have bureaucrats who can make rules. They're not laws, they're just rules. That's why the NFA, the National Firearms Act, is a tax stamp. They can make a rule and tax you to own a firearm, and then the legislature didn't have to make a law surrounding that. So this is all getting kind of weird for me. At the time we're writing the script for this video, there's only a handful of videos made covering this topic. So how would the public know about this? Not many people watch the gun laws 24/7. At least that's my guess. We'll post another updated video when we get more information about this, but us here at USCCA and several other groups around the country are watching the ATF very closely, so tune back in here to our YouTube channel to see what's going on. It's a true story of self-defense. We interviewed an armed Lyft driver who was carjacked to help answer these questions. Should I carry a gun while driving? And what does a carjacking actually look like? Just click the video next to me to watch this must-see interview.